Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very exciting episode of the Save Slot 3 Gamescast. I am your host, Eowif Gizmo, joined me by Massive Das
Hello, everyone.
and Mr. Craig being Craig.
Hi, Dave.
Now, you know, Craig, they say that all men are created equal. But you look at me and you look at Chris Pengi and you can see that statement is not true. I was going to do the whole thing, but you haven't gone for it anyway. Right, so we got Game of the Year to talk about this week, boys. Craig might do the rest of that Scott Steiner math promo later on, I think, by the time we get to the actual points, but we'll see. I can't do the voice without coughing, so I don't know. How's your genetic freak, Craig?
I don't know, the voice is coming back, Dave.
Let's go.
It's
So
coming back.
next week,
I'm
maybe.
on the
Next week,
mend, I
maybe.
think. I'm past the worst of it, Dave.
All right, maybe we'll
I've
get
said
some.
that before, but I'm thinking it's right this time.
You get some Samoa Joe insults next week. And obviously Pengi does
Samoa Joe, you fat bastard.
Right. Pengi does an excellent Pete Williams. So anyway, before we get to the topic of the show, which is of course our coveted Game of the Year awards, we're going to get to our what we've been buying, what we've been playing. Pengi,
Yes.
what have you bought? What have you played? What have you done everything in between in this last week or so?
So, pickups, nothing. Nothing at all.
Nice.
And then played not a huge lot. A varied and a strange bunch. So, on PC, I played the Parasite Mutant demo. And if you don't know what this is, Craig, because you've actually gone, what the hell is Parasite Mutant? Fun?
I haven't got a Scooby-Doo.
It's a, homage to Parasite Eve from the PS1 days. There was one on PSP as well, Third Birthday as well. That was cool. But yeah, it's a homage to Parasite Eve, which is like a survival horror game made by Square Enix with sci-fi elements. And it's basically that. They brought it back. It uses the fixed camera angles, has a turn-based combat system because it's Square Enix. And back in the day, sort of thing, in this indie is the same thing. So imagine an RPG survival horror game, Craig.
Imagine it, Craigo. The darkest points of your mind. Was it any good,
Yes.
Pengi? That's the question.
Yeah, not bad at all. The demo's about 45 minutes to an hour long. You get to like a bit of a boss fight and it ends there and sort of thing. But like I said, it is definitely a throwback, like I said, with the fixed camera angles and the turn-based combat and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I know what I was getting when trying this demo because it's, supposed to be like Parasite Eve and Parasite Eve 2. Played that back in the day. That was a pretty good title. It is coming to PlayStation as well, not just PC, but the demo is only on PC at the moment. So that's where I tried that. If I was to pick it up, I would most probably get it on PlayStation when it comes out properly. And then sticking to demos, I downloaded the Dragon Quest VII Reimagined demo for Nintendo Switch 2. That's where I decided to check that out. And this is a little bit longer than 45 minutes. This took me 2 hours and 40 minutes to get to the end of the demo. It's a Square Enix game, so it carries over to the full release, and it's really good. I've dabbled with Dragon Quest games in the past, like 12, no, is it 12 or 11? The
11.
one that's on Switch. Yeah, 11. Like, I dabbled with that because people said that was really good, and I thought this was old-fashioned as all anything, that game. And the ones come out last year, like the HD 2D ones, they obviously reviewed very well, but it's like, it's HD 2D again. Getting kind of bored of this art style and stuff now. But this is like it copies, I would say, Fantasia to a bit, which obviously RPG roots there, but it's like more of a diorama and like the characters are all like sort of like puppet dolls figure style to them, and like the world was really bright and colorful. It's just like it was like a nice place to be in and going on a little adventure. It's still got turn-based combat that's pretty simple and basic from far. It was only 2 hours 40 minutes of a demo. Especially gets more complicated and stuff you can do in the actual full game. But it's like the battle system's still kind of old-fashioned, very simple with like combat, but the rest of it was all very nice and thing. And like I said, I had no like expectations of that. But after playing, I was like, oh yeah, I might actually pick up Dragon Quest Seven Reimagined because it's been like a quite nice 2 hours of like not cozy because it's not a cozy game, but like a pretty like relaxed RPG fun.
Yeah, I've done
And
the
then
same,
out.
Pengi. Sorry before we
Mhm.
cut you off, just to save the dual conversation later.
Yep.
Also played it on Switch too, and I had the
Mhm.
exact same experience as you. It was quite, yeah, like I said, cozy isn't the word, but I think almost relaxing because it's so simple.
Mhm.
Like I
Yeah.
said, it's just straight up turn-based combat. It's not got any fancy bells and whistles to it. Voice acting is really good.
Yep.
Really, really good, and it is very
Yeah, but you
pleasant.
can see a little Irish town.
Yeah, you got the Irish town, and you got your peasants are obviously from the West Country, obviously, like fisherman dad. But yeah, no, it was really cool. It's one of those. It's like Pengi said, it's a throwback game, but I kind of like the different art style to 2D HD, for something
Yeah,
different.
that's what I. If this was 2D HD as well, like I would have no interest in it. And it's like
Yeah.
I like the art styles, the characters, and stuff like that. It's like yeah, you said the combat and stuff is still pretty basic. It's just everything around it. It's just like you said, relaxing and
hmm
fun. And it's like yeah, this is just like a nice video game.
Yeah, it's a
Especially like
video game, isn't it? That's the best way to describe it.
yeah,
Yeah.
like obviously I haven't played it this week, but like playing Demon Souls last week, you go to that and then you play this. It's like oh, this is like quite like I said, quite cozy, even though that's not quite the word.
Perfect in bed on the old handheld fodder for sure.
Mm.
Nice,
Yeah, you
nice.
could do a few battles to grind up a bit and
Yeah,
things like
absolutely.
that, if you wanted to. Obviously, I didn't really notice any, like any side quests or anything in the demo. It all seemed to be main quest focused. That might
Yeah.
just be me. I don't know if you spotted anything.
No, it seemed pretty much this is the intro to the game kind of jobby. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it did a good job of that. Again, there's some quality of life stuff, like you can run fast, you can fast travel between places you've already been, all that good stuff. So no, it looks cool.
Yeah.
It's a good start.
Yep. hmm So that was demo playing, and then the only other thing I started was from my backlog. Another backlog one, like I said, I did start Demon's Souls last week, but I started Star Wars Outlaw because it just suited me better at the moment. I've actually played much more today of it because I originally only played about half an hour, and then I played about 2 hours of it today. I picked it up obviously because it was in Friday sale because like you quite liked it, Dave, and I thought, oh, I
Mhm.
thought it'd sell. Then obviously Craig, you got it, so we put it on the backlog. I'm surprised you like it, Dave, from what I've played so far, and I'm only like 2 hours in. It's a lot of stealth so far into it. I'm like, I'm surprised Dave likes this, considering I just watched you play Metal Gear. I'm like, how's he getting on with his stealth elements in this game?
I think Ubisoft just does stealth elements better than Konami, Pengi. That's all it is. It's
Right,
just a
okay.
much better game. No, I think
Mm.
it's way more simple. If that makes sense. I think because Metal Gear's problem is it's very complex, whereas this is like no, just try not to get seen, and if you do, use your stun gun thing.
Mm.
It's like you know what I mean. Like again, certainly the opening because you're very early on, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I quite like the smuggling atmosphere. Um,
Yeah, it's like I just got to the bit where you're like in the underworld and gonna do like like you said, smuggling quests and things like that for the different factions and stuff. And like I've only done a little bit where you first get your speeder and you're driving around the like planet. You know that all looks pretty nice and thing. Like I said, I've not played a whole lot of it. Like it kind of suits me at the moment because it's a Ubisoft game. It literally saves like every 5 minutes. So if
it
I can only
does.
play 20 minutes here, I can play 20 minutes here and there of it. So and I don't think it's that long. I think it's like 18 hours or something to finish it. So which probably one of the first games I finished this year, apart from Skate Story last week. But that is it for me.
Lovely, Pengi. We'll do mine because I know I've got a lot of talking ahead of me. So with pickups, Craigo, I had a £30 PlayStation gift card from my mother-in-law. So shout out to Range. So I used that to get Dispatch, which I've installed. Obviously, you both talk really highly, and I do like Telltale games and superheroes, so I figured that'd be fun. And then I had about £2 left, Pengi, so I did a really Pengi thing.
Yes.
I went and bought My Name Is Mayor Remayor.
Ah, nice.
for the £1.
Top PlayStation exclusive.
Top
That.
PlayStation, which I played last night, got the platinum. So funny. They're
No.
so self-aware about their own stupidity. I love it. I like that they added the
Mhm.
pinball minigame. That was quite fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my first platinum in 2 years, unbelievably. So that tells you everything you need to know. Obviously, I've talked about Dragon Quest, and then the only thing I've been playing is loads more Horizon Forbidden West. So I'm 37 hours in now. I've done most of the side quests, most of the miscellaneous like trophy stuff. So I'm pretty much just plowing through the last, I think, 3 or 4 missions of the main game. And then I've got a little bit of cleanup, and then I should have the platinum. But yeah, really enjoying it. Like I said, as soon as you figure out there's actually shit to do, and there's like powers and cool stuff that you just wasn't in the first game, the combat gets a lot more enjoyable, and there's a lot of variety in this one with the monsters. So the machines, I guess. But yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. I'm looking forward to getting the platinum done, and I will probably go straight into Burning Shores while the iron is still hot. And then that'll be that one done. It'll be another game finished, another platinum achieved, and then we move on to whatever's next. I don't really know what's next, really, but just trying to complete a lot more games this year. Of the conversation I've had with Craigo today. I need to I need to be better. I do this every sort of 3 years. I went and watched all of our Game of the Year award things from the last like 4 years, and it is like 1 year on, 1 year off for me actually efficiently doing anything. So we are due an efficient Dave year this year, so we'll see. But yeah, that's
Nice.
all I've bought, all I've played. So yeah, Craigo, what have you been up to, my little boy?
In terms of buying, I don't think I've bought anything again. In terms of playing, not a huge amount, 'cause it's only been like 4 days since we last recorded,
Yeah,
isn't it?
something like that.
And I was obviously still dying for quite a few of them, so that limited playtime a bit. So I played another little session on Stray. That's still it's just a fun little handheld thing that I'm playing on my portable in bed at like after 11 at night when I can't sleep. It's very much that. I still don't really see how it got bloody nominated for Game of the Year. That's mental, but yeah, it is what it is. And then I've played another few hours of Metroid Prime 4. I've got 3 of the keys now, I think, and I'm in the fire area, I guess, looking for the 4th key.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm still enjoying that. Just still plugging away on that one. Hopefully now that I'm starting to, like I said, hopefully be over the worst of this death and lurgy, bit more energy when I get back from work and actually play some games. Because yeah, it's been a lot of just like getting home from work, eating tea, and just like I need to just die in bed. I'm done. You know what I mean? Hopefully,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hence
This
why I was
this
saying like Star Wars, like I gotta play that because Demon Souls has the same place like problem with Metroid. Like Metroid's got your save room. You can't play anymore until you get to another save room, and then like Demon Souls, like I've got a, it's not a bonfire, and it's like I got this bonfire. I know I can't save or anything until I get to the next bonfire,
yeah. Although
which is gonna
Metroid
make.
does have quite generous checkpoints, I found.
Yeah, it does have autosave.
Uh,
It's just I think
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
think you can turn it off.
Mm,
Yeah, I've not died much in fairness, but the odd 1 or 2 times I have died, I've not had to like replay it a great deal, which is nice because yeah, I can't stand that sort of thing.
mm.
So yeah, that is quite nice. So it adds to the whole non-brutal aspect of this game that I like.
Yeah.
I hate doing the same thing over and over again when I die. And I think that's literally it for me, David.
Nice. I completely forgot, by the way, that the Macclesfield manager is John Rooney. Completely forgot about that. Brother of Wayne. But
You
yeah.
know,
Doing
really
bits,
better
Dave.
manager in a way.
Yeah, it's not hard though, is it? He'll be at Exeter
Yeah.
by the end of the season, the West Coast. Right, so that's what we've been buying, what we've been playing, a little bit of FA Cup news. So let's get on with what we've all come here to do, and that is the coveted Save Slot 3 year in review Game of the Year awards. So let me just pull up all of my stats and jats. So we'll go through the other categories. They're not all mixed together. When it makes sense to mix them together, I will, because we often have differing opinions. So the first two, pretty straightforward. We've gone for Fantasy Critic Whiff and Fantasy Critic Surprise Hit. We all put Dragon Drive as Whiff, and that was my doing. Bit of a panicked buy, if anything. That was probably actually cost me the title as well, because I only lost by 7 points.
It was
So
one of the more mental decisions I've seen on fantasy.
it
It
was
was
a
actually really annoying as well, Dave, because I was waiting on my counter pick for ages this year, and I was like, right, I'm finally gonna have to use it on something, and I used it on something which cost me points, and then literally that week you picked Dragon Drive, and I was like, if I waited one more fucking week, I would have just counter picked Dragon Drive and gained points.
yeah, but you still won, so it's all good.
Yeah, I know.
You
But
still
I could have
won.
had a very tasty fancy counter pick, which made me feel good about myself, you know.
Well, it's always this year. It's always this year. Don't worry. There's plenty tastiness to be had. Surprised it. Two of us went for Dispatch, and Pengi went for Expedition 33. It's quite funny actually. I went and listened to our Game of the Year last year, and we were all quite hopeful about Expedition 33. So it's funny that it turned into being the big hit that it did in the sort of general awards.
See, I picked it
none of us took it
because that's why,
draft.
because none of us took it on the draft. Craig, you bid on it, and no one else bid on it,
Yeah.
and then it's on like the highest rated game of the year. So it's like it's not really a surprise per se. Like it didn't really come out of like nowhere, like Dispatch sort of did. But it's like if you put all the stuff of what Fantasy Critic's about, it's like, yeah, this is quite a surprise one that none of us bid on it, none of us picked it up or anything like that.
Yeah, I picked it up straight after the developer _ direct because obviously it was part of that in January, and I was like, I watched that. I was like, none of us have taken this video game, and it looks insanely good. Obviously, I didn't expect to get a 92. I was expecting like, I don't know, like a high 80 or something. But yeah,
Yeah, so it's funny.
yeah, big points.
It's funny actually having watching last year's show. The reason none of us took it is we were all just completely unsure if it was going to be another one of the, and I quote, Unreal Engine looks good, doesn't play good games. That's literally what we said. So it's quite funny that one of them snuck
I think
through.
the Callisto protocol had burnt us as well. Might have been burnt me the year before as well,
Yeah.
right? So we were like, oh, these games that look amazing from these new studios aren't always going to be like big hits, right?
Yeah, 100%. They're not all.
They did a very good job of that _ direct of selling me on it. I'm very good.
Yeah, I mean Xbox have got
I
that
can't
coming
wait.
up. And,
So I can't wait for Craig to get Beast Incarnation this time. Then
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Imagine the Pokemon team making a game that looks nice. Surely not.
that game, the problem with that game is going to look nice, and then people are going to kick off even more when Pokemon Gen 10.
I
It's
would
like an
just love to know the deal that got done to get that for that team to make a game that isn't on Switch. Like, I'd love to know. Genuinely would love to know. But that's not for today, Pengi. That's
No.
for probably whenever the next episode is. So we'll move on to Indie Award. So for my Indie Award, are you ready, boys? I
Yes.
nominated no games because I didn't finish any indie games this year.
Okay.
We move on. We've got here so the overall winner is Dispatch. You both put that as number one. Craig also had Sword of the Sea and Herdling. Oh, you both did. It's just that Pengi's put points afterwards. That's confused me. So it goes Dispatch, Sword of the Sea, Herdling. There we go. That's
Well,
easy.
we both
got
got the
it-
same
did-
1, 2,
yeah.
and 3.
I'll be honest,
That's
Craig.
hilarious.
You'd be disgusted by how much of both of your lists are the same. You're almost the same person at this point. You've become Chris Pengeli. So yeah, I'm looking forward to some rants from you next year about something. Speaking of which, the Save Slot 3 podcast moment of the year. Pengi gone for a very wholesome Games That Define Us podcast because Pengi's somewhat adorable. It was a good podcast. I've gone for Pengi's Crank It Playdate chat.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember one of the episodes where we was talking about cranking, and me and Craig lost it at you saying crank over and over again. And Craig's gone for Pengi going full Karen and trying to cancel his Switch 2. That's his moment of the year.
I wish I was in that Curry's store, to be honest with you, and watching it.
I wish I'd driven him down there myself. But there we
Bring
go.
me the fucking manager.
And he still bought
Yeah.
it anyway.
Yeah.
But,
Still wins about it.
Yep.
so we move on
I
to...
nearly put it up for one of these awards, but I didn't.
I suppose I don't. Having been the person that's read everyone's things, I've rolled my eyes many times at some of your things, omissions and non-omissions. But we'll get to that, don't you worry. So for Publisher Studio Platform Holder of the Year, Craig's gone for Sandful Interactive. This is number one. Xbox.
I think, to like put out a game that good as your first ever game, I was like,
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah, it's just 50, 20-year Ubisoft vets, and it's their 500 friends, their first game ever made. cynicism from Dave here. But yeah, again,
You
like you
know
said.
what I mean.
Yeah,
That could have gone very badly wrong.
it was a great game. And to be fair, like
Yeah.
if you look at the rest, I don't think anyone else has really stood out. You've got Xbox second, and then Nintendo. Pengi's got Xbox, Konami, and PlayStation, and I went for Nintendo, Steam, and Ubisoft, just for surviving again for another year more than anything. So yeah.
So Xbox won that then, I
So
guess?
technically,
What do you mean?
Xbox won that, and again, I will call back to this when we get to
They won it last year as well.
when we get to our Game of the Year discussion. But yeah, cool. So worst game purchase of the year, which is the Attack Dave award now. It used to be the Pengi award. It is the Attack Dave award. But luckily, I only cried myself to sleep a little bit, so it's fine. Craig's gone for my console shenanigans, and then the Playdate, number 2. Pengles has gone for my console shenanigans spread over 2 entries, and then his Rogue Ally. But did you buy your Rogue Ally this year, Pengi?
Yes.
Oh wow, I thought you had that year before. Well, that is
I forgot about the.
yeah, because I would have put that on there. Because
when do you use that, Pengi?
Not very often.
Especially-
Hence why it's on the list.
especially with the laptop, it feels a bit redundant. The old ROG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want another Steam based platform?
Yeah, but that would be hooked up as a TV.
That'll be
won't it?
completely
Like the
different,
Gamescast.
Grego.
Yeah, let's hope for that.
And
That's different to the laptop that doesn't use, and like, oh, Pengi.
maybe it'll be Pengles' console shenanigans next year that wins this.
Yeah, I had to just put general console shenanigans because I literally couldn't remember what you bought and sold this year. Or how many you'd bought
I
and sold
can,
this year,
so I
though.
don't know how you'd remember. For mine, I'm self-aware. I put PS5 again, so I'm self-aware for my own madness. My number 2 was MGS Delta, and my number 3 was Pokemon Friends, which was a terrible, terrible, terrible game that no one remembers but me, but was a terrible.
I don't
terrible
even
game.
remember. I don't remember that.
There we go.
Isn't the puzzle game?
Yeah.
That you, bought, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. So, but on a more positive note, favourite purchasing of the year. Pengi has put his gaming laptop, my Legion Go, and then the Ghost of Yotai dual sensors for himself and Craig. Very positive from Pengi. Obviously, Mr. Negative's only put 2 things, and that's Switch 2 and my endless controllers. Craig didn't enjoy anything else. Then
No.
you could have said any game you
It's the only
bought.
thing like really bought. Yeah. It says new console, controller, and accessory, not game. You know?
Etc. Gives you a lot of wiggle room, Craig. But it's fine. You'll learn for next year. I put Switch 2 Pro controller, and Legion Go S as mine. So I think Switch 2 wins. Woo!
Yeah, I guess.
Absolutely.
It wins. But yeah, I think although there's been some shenanigans, I think in general the purchasing has been pretty good when we've not had mental breakdowns. Some of us have had more mental breakdowns than others, so it happens. Right, backlog game of the year. So these are games that released before 2025. Obviously, there's next to no crossover with this because of the nature of it. So Pengi has put Lies of P, Immortality, Mafia Definitive Edition, Until Dawn Remaster? Question mark?
Yeah, the remake.
And Nobody Wants to Die, which is a statement, really. Kratos put Alan Wake 2, The Last of Us Part 1, Metaphor Refantasio, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2, and It Takes Two. And I have put
Those are 5 great games, in fairness. Just from
there's 4 good games on there, Craig. You're right. So I've put Yakuza Kiwami, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Concrete Genie, It Takes Two with Craig, and PES 2015. Some great stuff.
Nice, PES, mate.
Everything.
So It Takes Two, kind of. I guess where you've put it points wise.
It Takes Two. It takes the win, Pengi. Nicely done.
Yeah.
But yeah, some good games from the backlog, and I think this year could be even more backloggy. Looking at everyone's backlogs. Right, here we go. Most disappointing game of the year. Again, Craigo has only been disappointed by Little Nightmares 3.
Yeah, I really did look, and I was like, there's actually a lot of bad things I played this year, in all honesty. Not a lot of games that I would say are like straight up, like, oh, I was actively annoyed about this. Little Nightmares 2 wasn't great. And then I couldn't really come up with anything else.
Fair enough. Well, don't worry, me and Pengi will be negative enough for you. So Pengi's got Football Manager 26, Pokemon Legends Zar R, and Little Nightmares 3. And I have got Donkey Kong Bonanza, Metal Gear Solid Delta, and Football Manager 26. So Football Manager 26, Little Nightmares 3 get the tie for the wooden spoon. for being disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I will preface mine by saying Donkey Kong's not a bad game. It just disappointed me. Right. So, DLC port, remake, and remaster of the year. Brackets self-explanatory, really. You'd be surprised. So, Craig again couldn't fill his list. He's gone for Gears of War Reloaded and Warhammer 40,000 Master Crafted Edition. No DLC this year? Nothing else? No.
I don't think so. Like I said, I had my true achievements and my true trophies up, and I think that was all I'd played. Yeah, I mean, in terms of quality, Gears of War Reloaded is a much higher quality remaster than Warhammer Space Marine, the Mastercraft Edition, definitely.
Absolutely.
Warhammer's still fun,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a definition of just a port, really, wasn't it? There was very little changed.
Yeah.
From the 2011 360 game. Mr. Chris Pengelly has got Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, Lies of P Overture, Echoes of the End Enhanced Edition, Soul Calibur 2 on NSO, and Sayonara Wild Hearts on PS5.
Yeah, that's literally I struggle to get 5, so as well.
Fair enough. I had quite a lot. I think mine was quite a remake remaster heavy year. So for mine, I've got Gears of War Reloaded, Oblivion Remastered, Star Wars Outlaws Switch 2, Space Marine Mastercrafted, and Kinutsugami Path of the Goddess Switch 2. NSO GameCube was a very close 6 for me, Pengi. I think now with Fire Emblem, it might win it this year. So we've got most anticipated game of 2026. Let's have a look. So,
This one must have some crossover and actual winner, I would think.
Yeah, there's a winner. Yeah, I think there's a winner. There's one that's on all 3 lists, so we'll declare that the winner when we get to the end. Craig has put Forza Horizon 6, Grand Theft Auto 6, Resident Evil Requiem, Marvel's Wolverine, and Gears of War E-Day. I have put
good 5 games to be looking forward to, aren't they?
Yeah, if you add all these lists together, there's a good about 12 games. I think that are like already we're like, oh, cool, that seems pretty interesting. I've got Splatoon Raiders, Pragmata, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, Marvel's Wolverine, and Starbites. Now, if you've not heard of Starbites, it's a Dave turn-based JRPG where you're like cyberpunk mechs in an anime world. It's already out in Japan, which is why I haven't taken it for Fantasy Craig. But it's been published by NIS here. I'm really excited. I'm going to pick that up on Switch too. Looks that could be my sleeper favorite game of the year. Looks really cool. Pengi has got Marvel's Wolverine, which is the winner because that's on everyone's list. Resident Evil Requiem, Forza Horizon 6, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, Mixtape, and bonus Steam Machine.
Yeah, because it's not a game, is it? Sorry.
It's not, but you are excited, so that's fine. Forza Horizon's not on mine because I'm not going to play it on my Legion Go S that will run terribly, and I don't have an Xbox. So if it comes to PlayStation this year, I'll be excited, but until then. I'm also a little bit suspicious it's not going to be as good as 5, but it's because the bar is so high, But we'll see. We'll see.
I think we'll see it very soon.
Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, we'll find out soon, right? But I'm sure it's not going to be a bad game. I just mean it's not going to be 98 or whatever. Right, backlog picks we've already done, so we don't have to go through that. So right, let's close this down. Let's get to the stats. Yeah, everything. Yeah, cool computer. You're doing your thing here. Right, so scores on the doors, Pengi. So we picked between the 3 of us 22 games.
Okay.
This is.
So what is 22nd then?
Okay, so you want me to go through all of them?
Well, yes, please. Unless obviously there's ties. I'm guessing there's
ties, but I can talk to the ties. So in joint, I'm not going to figure out the math. So in 22nd and 23rd on the same points, we have got Like a Dragon, Pirate Accuser in Hawaii, and Metal Gear Solid Delta. On joint,
Dave, you had Metal Gear Solid Delta on your list.
I did not. I did not.
You rat bastard! You liked it all along, didn't you?
Yeah, you wish. It was not me. It was 1 point. It was Chris Pengelly.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can all agree that Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza is better and can go higher
It's
than
been
that.
alphabetically put above it, so but which
There we
doesn't
go.
which doesn't work for the next thing. So I don't know what Google Docs is doing here. So in the next joint with 2 points, South of Midnight and Keeper. I had Keeper. Craig had South of Midnight.
Nice.
Above that with 3 points, Fast Fusion, which I had. Above that, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment with 4 points, which I had. Above that, in 16th, Doom the Dark Ages with 4 points, which Craig had. In 15th, Warriors Abyss, which got 5 points, which I had.
Warriors Abyss.
It is
There's the roguelike
it's the
one there.
roguelike like top-down Dynasty Warriors that I played on my Steam Deck for about 12 hours. It's fun as hell. It's on everything, I think, but it's really fun because it's just.
It was like a shadow drop, wasn't it? After, was it a Nintendo Direct or
I
something?
remember that now.
Yeah, it's just a top-down Dynasty Warriors. It's exactly what you think it is. It's great. Just beating the crap out of lots of people. Above that in 14th is Sword of the Sea from Mr. Craig.
Didn't make your list, Pengi.
Did not make anyone's list, just your list.
Oh,
I know.
that's a great game.
In 13th, with 6 points, just my list, Oblivion Remastered. Also on 6 points, above that, on Pengi's list, Death Stranding 2. And in the 11th position, with 6 points, 3 from Craig, 3 from Pengi, Monster Hunter Wilds.
Nice.
There we go. So some little facts before we get to the end. This is the.
So that could have been on. Yours. Dave just played an hour and put it at 10th or something.
What did I have with 1 point? Oh, I know. I can't. It hasn't come out yet. So, this is the first year in the 4 years we've been doing this that an Xbox Studios game has not made the top 10. So that's why when everyone was going, Xbox had a good year, and apparently not good enough for our top 10. Not a single one, including Bethesda and Activision. No one made it. And there is 4 Nintendo Switch games and 1 PlayStation published game. So are we ready for the top 10?
Yes.
Hit me.
So in 10th position, there's 2 games with 7 points. So in 10th position with 7 points is 2 Point Museum, which I had as my number 4. I've played 25 hours of it on Steam. Absolutely adore it. It's a great game. Very chill. I often forget I've played it. It's this year's Football Manager for me. But yeah, really good game. It's on everything, I think, now. Recommend it if you like those type of games. And its joint buddy in 9th is Silent Hill F, which Pengi had, and no one else.
Until Craig plays it.
Didn't play it last year. But your thoughts on Silent Hill F, Pengi?
Yeah, it's a great game. Obviously, I only finished it the once of it, but that 8 hours is really good. Like the story and stuff. It'd be interesting, like Craig, if he does play it more than once, because it's not like Resident Evil. Things don't really change, and you got to do some awkward stuff to get different endings and that. But the actual core that stays the same is really good survival horror. Well, it's not even survival; it's more psychological horror with the puzzles, and that I really like from that sort of genre compared to like just shooting zombies.
Very good. So in 8th place, 8th place with 8 points. My number 3 game, Pokemon Legends EA. I really enjoyed it. It was what it was, but I had a lot of fun playing it, so it made my number 3. So in a similar pattern, in number 7, my number 1, a game that we've combined played for 230 hours, I think I figured out, but only I've put it on my list, and that's Mario Kart World. I'm not going to say anything else. It makes me unfathomably angry that neither of you put it even at number 10. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
Yeah, I was
posers. That's what you both are. Posers.
Well, I was toying with the idea of 10, but then I was like, well, if I'm looking back at this year, what game do I prefer? Like a Dragon, Pirate, Yakuza in Hawaii, or Mario Kart World? I'm like, I prefer Like a Dragon, Pirate, Yakuza in Hawaii. So maybe like 11 for me.
It's the sadness. It's the sadness that gets me.
I
Gregor.
do have my overall list of 38 games that I finished from 2020. I have it 15th, Dave.
And where have you put Sonic Racing?
Just to be fair, like when I've seen like a lot of people, like I've seen like websites and like the top 50 lists from this year. And I've saw it like 18th on one, something like that. Like
Yeah, it's difficult because I don't want to go on too much around. It does.
a lot of people are much harsher on it than me and Pengi are, Dave.
Yeah,
Like even the hardcore Nintendo people are much harsher on it than
Oh yeah,
me and Pengi are.
I'm doing the awards over a G-Namer. Yeah, you don't want to know where Mario Kart World is on some of the lists, and that's Nintendo people.
Yeah, but
So-
I don't get it. That's what I said. Is I don't want to go on too much of a rant, but I'm like, what do people want? Because it's different to 8, which they've just played for 12 years. The open world at launch sure wasn't great, but the rest of the game's fantastic.
Wasn't great. It was dreadful, Dave.
Oh, was
It was
that?
bloody dreadful.
No, we've played
wasn't
so.
great.
It's when people turn around to me and go, "Well, Sonic's better." I'm like, shut the fuck up. Now you're just saying stuff for the sake of saying stuff.
Dave,
You've played it for 4
I
hours,
put
Pengi.
Sonic- I put Sonic at 20 seconds.
Correct. Like, you live. But yeah, like, and they've
Yeah.
improved it as you go. Like, everyone's like, knockout's great, racing's great, graphics are good, all the costumes are fun. It's fun in multiplayer. I get it that people aren't allowed to have fun anymore. But anyway, we're moving on because I'm angry, furious actually, furious. You're all posers if you've not got this in your top 10. It's your most played game this year. Anyway, above that, we have got.
I don't think it is my most played game.
I said the
Yeah, but
the
I'll
royal
rewrite my list a minute, Dave, because I played a lot of Avowed, so that needs to go number like 3, I think.
And so it should.
What are we doing here?
Don't start, Craigo. I will flip this table.
That year, was it last year we played that Call of Duty? Like
We both had it in our
Did
list.
that have
We
one-
both had it in our list,
did that be
Craigo.
both our number ones?
It was up there. I think was it Age of Empires that year before? I was just trying to make a point.
That have been number one
Don't
that
try
year?
and take it as a quote and then twist it against me and be like, shut up.
I just think
Yeah, like I said, I had
maybe
it
other people
15th.
don't like it as much. I don't think
I
me and
had
Peggy are in the minority there.
15th for 30. Yeah, that's like sort of mid-tendo.
Whatever. Number 6, Metro Prime 4.
Hey, look, Nintendo, we put at number 6. There we go.
I had it at 2. You
Yeah.
had it maths 9.
Nice. I had it 9th.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. The ending, last 2 hours are pretty rough. If you haven't done the side quests as you go, but it was a fun game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than Pokemon because it was a little bit different. I've played so many Pokemon games, and the lack of voice acting really annoyed me more in Pokemon than it did in Metroid. It annoyed me a little bit in Metroid, but it really annoyed me in Pokemon. So,
Yeah, lack of voice working in Pokemon's dire now, really.
Yeah, I think again, it doesn't get a pass. It gets away with it slightly because it's a Switch 1 game, but going forward, I don't think reviewers and the quote unquote Nintendo fans referenced earlier will let them do another one like that. To be honest with you, so
That's what I was thinking. Like when Beast Incarnation, if this looks stunning, it's got full voice acting, and then we get Pokemon Gen 10, and it hasn't got voice acting, and it's
just
a bit
remake
rough.
of Red.
Like, it's got,
That's all it is.
it's a bit like Scarlet and Violet and rough in the open world. You're like, well, we know you can do better because you just proved it 6 months ago or something. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But they give them a week to make it, Pengi, and about a tenner and a Mars bar of a budget. So
Yeah.
It will still be the best-selling game this year.
Well, I don't know.
No.
It depends if GTA gets delayed or not.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So what's next? So next is the only game on all of our lists. Number 5, and that is Donkey Kong Bonanza. So I had it at 10 by virtue of I liked it more than the hours I've played of Expedition 33. Because I struggled to make 10, as I was saying to Craig yesterday. I was struggling to get 10 on our list. But you guys had it at 5 and
I had it at 5, which is where
5
we
and
were,
6, I think. 5 and 7.
7. I had a 7. Yeah.
So yeah, boys, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Talk about it. Let's go with Craig.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it a lot. Obviously, it would be in my top 5. That's my favourite Nintendo game from this year. Because I've not finished Metroid Prime yet. I still think probably Donkey Kong will be higher. In all honesty, I know the collectathon bit of it did get a bit much at some points, but I still just think there's a lot of fun just running around, smashing up the world, finding the bananas. So yeah, it was good enough to make my top 5, absolutely.
Pengi?
It's the best Switch 2 game. I know Metroid Prime is 4 is on my list, but and I know there's only two like gaps in it, but Donkey Kong I think is quite far ahead of Metroid Prime 4 in the quality of what's on Switch 2.
Nice. Well, it is the top of our 4 Nintendo published games, so it sits in 5th. So our numbers, because I've got the like banner, so I have to think and take one number off. It's really confusing me. So number 4. So I'm gone. Like I'm not in this list anymore. So don't worry about that. This is a Craig and Pengle's top 4. So it really is just the order of which you both put them in, and we were very close to ties. But this is the last one that wasn't close to a Game of the Year. So in 4th we have Split Fiction, which Craigo had in 4.
At 4.
And Pengi had at 6.
6.
So boys, Split Fiction, talk me through it.
Yeah,
It's
just
a
like
very good
really good
co-op
co-op
game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer it to It Takes Two personally. I know people. I think the consensus is that people like It Takes Two more. I just prefer this. It's not got the lovey-dovey stuff and the weird book and all that jazz. Okay, the story's not exactly incredible, but I think it's better, and I think it does a very good job of just the fun co-op smoz from Joseph Fares, right? I
And then
do
like
think with his next
mixing it
game he
up as
probably
well
needs
with the
to
world.
do something a little bit different in terms of like A Way Out was different to It Takes Two, right? So it doesn't get too samey, but yeah, I think it's in my opinion a very fun time playing it.
Mm.
Lovely. But yeah,
What
that
do you
was
think?
so for Pengi. What did you think?
Yeah, like I was saying, like obviously mixing it up all the way through, if going from fantasy to sci-fi, and then you'd like your sci-fi, your fantasy would then also be different, and all your different powers and stuff like that. And it's not very long either. I think it took us what 10, 12 hours, Craig, and we got the platinum as well. So fun to. If it wasn't co-op, this is what it is like Little Nightmares 3, we both put it on a disappointing. Like that game, we just play single player would be like horrendous. I would
Yeah.
think so. That's always the iffy bit. I'm around like co-op only games like this sort of thing, but it's like what we did play is really great, and whatever the next game is, and there's going to be other types of games like this we played, like that Orbitals, was it called, the anime looking one from
Yeah.
Kepler Interactive coming to Switch. So yeah.
Very nice. Right, so we'll get up to our top 3. So our top
Number 3 no.
go 17 points, 18 points, 19 points.
Nice.
And were your top 3s, but in different orders. So at number 3, the only PlayStation Studios game on the list, and that is Ghost of Yotai. So Craig, you had this at number 2, so talk to us about Ghost of Yotai.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It is the PlayStation game for me of this year in terms of like their first party. 'Cause I didn't play Death Stranding 2 or whatever the weird one that didn't do very well, the China Project one.
Mhm.
And it is a PlayStation game, Dave. It's open world, but it's very cinematic. It's well made, and it's really fun. It nails the combat. It looks beautiful. It's got the great music. It nails everything it sets out to do. Essentially, it is a phenomenal game. And yeah, I had a lot of fun doing it, and I even got the platinum, which yeah, someone who's not that bothered with trophies to go up this way and do everything essentially to get the platinum kind of shows just how good that game was, how much I enjoyed that. And that was my number 2. Yeah, number 2.
Nice, Pengi.
Yeah, it was my number 3. Craig pretty much nailed it. It is the definition of a PlayStation game. Third-person narrative action adventure game. Where the character sort of has a side character for it. But PlayStation Studios nail that, and they're always like Craig said, like really high, quality and polished and stuff like. That I also got the platinum. It's quite a simple platinum, but you still got to do everything to get it. It's a great title. I know you've not played Yotai, Dave, but I know you're going to back to Ghost of Tsushima, as I was aware. Or you're not now?
I may try once I've done with Horizon.
Mm.
But it's like you said, all these games are kind of the same, so I need like a bit of a break before I step into another PlayStation
See,
open world
that's
game
like
about
that's
revenge.
also like obviously we've only got the one PlayStation game on the well, I got two on my list. Obviously, there's only one on the top 10. I only gave them 1 point for Publisher Studio of the Year. But like you're saying, they are quite similar, so I don't know if PlayStation put 5 games out a year and they're all like this, I think people might get
It's
bored
kind
of
of
them.
what they do, right? They either do this or a
Yeah,
Souls game. They don't really. They
yeah.
haven't
So it's
in
just
recent
about
past. They haven't done much different.
Yeah, so like this year they put out the two. You're gonna have Saros of your not Souls was going to be a roguelike
Yeah,
sort of thing. So kind of not the same genre, but the sort of feel. And then you're gonna have Wolverine, which I'm expecting to be a third-person narrative action adventure type game. And maybe Wolverine has I don't know X-23 or something as a sidekick.
yeah, right.
Partway through, we play as Mystique or something, something like that in it.
That's my early front runner for our winner for next year, by the way, Wolverine.
Yeah, it could be a very similar year, like Pengi said, for like PlayStation. But like that is the one big PlayStation game for me in
Yeah,
terms of like
Mm.
first party Wolverine, because like so the other one is what Age of Saros, which I
yeah.
couldn't care less about, and then Phantom Blade they're publishing, right?
Yeah, and you got Marvel Token as well.
Don't forget
Yeah,
Marathon.
again, like,
And Marathon. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So for me, like Wolverine will be the big main event, I guess, on PlayStation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think I think if people are being sensible, that is kind of what PlayStation is at the moment until they sort themselves out right after the live service shenanigans. But as long as you like third-person action games about revenge, you're all right. If you don't, there's plenty of other games, right? So, including our top two. So, our top two, there was a point between them. Both indie games, which is very interesting. And it's the first time it's ever happened. That was one of my other facts. This is our first indie winner. We've had Forza Horizon. We've had Pokemon Scarlet one year. We had what else did we have? We had Astrobot last year. I can't remember.
Tribal strategy one.
Was that
one
the year,
year.
one of the years as well? So we've had a pretty. We're not particularly consistent, which is good. I think. It's not Call of Duty and Football Manager every year, so it's all right. So anyone would like to hazard a guess at what was number two?
Well, it's either Dispatch or Claire Obscura, isn't it?
That's
So
correct.
It is.
Right, right. So it's just which way round, I guess, how we put them, because you said it's a point difference.
There's
So it's
1
not
point
like
difference.
we both
I'm
put
going to
them
assume it's
first
going to
and
be
second.
Dispatch at 2.
Yes, that was Pengi's game of the year, and you're number 3. And obviously, Claire Obscure
Yeah.
was your number 1, and Pengi's number 2. So let's start with Dispatch. Craigie, why was it your number 3 game of the year? And what did it need to do to overtake Yote?
I just loved it. It's such a like breath of fresh air. This video game, it's so good. Um, it nails kind of taking a Telltale game and kind of modernizing it and doing the bits that we want from it and just getting rid of the nonsense, the wandering around crap. And yeah, okay, that maybe turns it into a bit more of just a TV show, but if you make a really good TV show, it's going to be really good. And they did that. They made a very good TV show. The choices all felt good, and the cast of characters is just they're all so lovable. You're not with them for like a huge amount of time. It's 6 hours, but you by the end of it, you really are like, oh, these are my characters. I'm loving this. So it's a brilliant game. It's got a great soundtrack. I still listen to some of the songs on it, like now on Spotify. Yeah, it's a phenomenal game for me. Like it's interesting that me and Pengi have got the same top three, because for me, like when I was doing my list, my top three was like easy. I was like, right, those are easily the best three games I've played this year, and then the other ones I had to be like, right, what order? Like, what's the best of the rest? Like, like, what order am I putting the rest of them in? Whereas these three were like very clearly better than everything else for me. So it's interesting. Me and Pengi are kind of matching with our top threes, just obviously in different orders. What do you
Pengi.
think of Dispatch, Pengi?
Yeah, I was gonna say about you saying like the top three easy. Mine was like the top five was easy. Like I knew my top five, and then it was the other ones after. Like this, which seems weird. Like Monster Hunter Wilds is number 8. It's my most played game according to like the stats you get from like Xbox or PlayStation and stuff. I was like, Yeah, Monster Hunter Worlds. I played that for 60 hours and stuff. It's pretty good. Let's put it on the list. But the top five, like, totally stand out, head and shoulders above the rest. And he kind of nailed it with Dispatch. And like, no, I don't watch that many TV shows now. So like you say, it's a great TV show, which obviously worked for me. The voice acting is fantastic. The soundtrack is great. I finished it twice, if you remember, if you did my first playthrough, and then like 2 days later, because it was all out then, I like just replayed it all in one go. Like,
Which is
even though it's a video
unheard
game,
of for Chris Pengelly to the
that's
viewers.
why
Chris
that's why it took.
Pengelly is the most rigid. I made my choices. That's all I'm doing. That's my ending, like person.
Yeah,
So for Pengi to do it twice, that's a lot.
that's why I went above Clair Obscura Expedition 33 because like I've played this game twice, and like I said, the second time it's like I'm gonna just do this like a TV show on Netflix. I'm gonna like basically binge watch it, but binge play it, I guess, sort of thing. To like do the second one, do different choices and stuff like because I wanted to see what happens when you do take Water Boy and stuff like what is the difference between him and the Phenomenal Man. Like what's the dialogue? How does he interact with other characters and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a fantastic game.
Lovely, and of course that means number one, Expedition 33. So Craigo, talk to us about it.
This was the easy, like nailed on number one for me. Like this is I fucking love this game. It's phenomenal. It's like if we do like games of this generation, it's like one of the first ones that pops into my head. If we do games of the decade, it's one of the first ones that pops into my head. It would be very high on like an all-time list for me. It's yeah, it's just it's a phenomenal game. I've spoken about it so much on the podcast, so I won't go over it all. But even now, I'm still listening to the soundtrack every now and again on Spotify because it's so good. The story is just yeah, it's phenomenal. I love the choices at the end. The turn-based gameplay with all the shenanigans they add is really fun. And just even like playing it and going into work, and one of the guys in work was playing it at the same time, and it was like first thing in the morning, it was like, right, how far did you get last night? Oh, you did this. Oh, okay, yeah, you've got this coming up, and like it was like a real kind of like a real like always like gaming moment of the year. It was like, oh, okay, we're coming in straight away. We're chatting about this, and yeah, just a phenomenal video game. Absolutely brilliant. Easily my number one.
Pengi.
Yeah, it just like it's high on my list just for similar reasons. Like Dispatch, like the story's really good, the soundtrack's fantastic of it. Like even charted on like billboards and things like the classics. So, the voice acting's great. It's like so stylish and cool and things like that. I can't find that many faults with it and stuff. It's just like I just preferred out of the two Dispatch and Clarissa, like the story of Dispatch slightly more over especially 33, but they are pretty closely tied. Like those two like are sort of above Ghost of Yotai, sort of thing. If you like split into like tiers, those like top tier, then like Ghost of Yotai, then 4, 5, 6 would be like the next tier, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever sort of thing.
Lovely. Well, that's our game of the year, boys. I haven't played much of you. I played a little bit of Expedition 33. I enjoyed what I played. Bit too French. But it's not a lot else you can do about that if they're French. So, but yeah. So interesting.
Maybe the next game will not be in France.
So it's like I said. Looking at my list, it was very evident I barely played video games until about July because I think my top. Maybe my top 5 are all games I played since July on the Switch 2, which is why my top 3 was Switch 2. So it makes sense. But this year's now done. Well, 2025 is now done, boys. We're on to 2026. New year, new lists to be made, new games to be conquered. Lots of stuff coming out. So I think next year's list will be just as good. But yeah, if you got this far, thank you for watching. We will be back to normal scheduled viewing, I think, next week. I don't think there's anything happening this week, Pengi. No?
Not that I know of.
No?
Xbox isn't till the 22nd, so still quite 12 days away. So
nice, that'll be the week
2 weeks
after.
almost.
Yeah, it'll be the week after.
Yeah.
So perfect. So next week we will have a normal episode. What our tots will be, I don't know. We'll have to actually think about it, I suppose. But yeah, thank you for all your support. If you've watched the show all year, thank you very much. Let us know what your top 10 games were for the year and what in all the other categories we've been through. And we will see you next time.
Bye.